Coming up on Mountain News this morning, some businesses are banding together to mitigate the damage left behind by winter storms. Plus, salt trucks are out and about to help keep Kentuckians safe on the icy roads.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Carmouche. The time is now 6 o'clock this Wednesday morning. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but the roads are thankfully not too bad as many of these salt crews have been out and about, like I just said.
They definitely have been. It's been making the recovery from this system a lot faster, and we're very thankful for them. And as we go through the next couple of days, we're not looking at too much adding on to their workload until Friday. That's our next chance for some big snow. But here's what you can expect in terms of those temperatures. Those feels like as you're walking out are in the teens and low 20s. 22 in Manchester, feels like 17 in Monticello, and 12 degrees in Wise. And as we go into the afternoon, here's what you can expect in terms of high temperatures. Now, we will have those winds pick up, so those feels like temperatures will be significantly cooler as you're heading into the afternoon. And as I mentioned, not much will be adding on to the plows today in terms of workload, but we do have some bit of flurries that will be falling onto eastern Kentucky, but that will be tapering off throughout the day. And this is that very light snowfall that's pretty hard to predict. Now, as we're going through the next couple hours, here's what you can expect in terms of today. We do have those temperatures hitting the high around that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock mark. You do have those chances throughout the day for that little chance of those flurries. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. The weight of the winter weather closed many businesses throughout the region, some out of necessity, some out of precaution. But the damage to one shopping center in Pike County has business owners worried. WYMT's Buddy Forbes took a look at the Weddington Plaza in Coal Run.
We've got water still dripping. Our benches are torn to pieces.
It was just horrible. I mean, it looked like a tornado had been to the store.
Several stores in the Weddington Plaza were a wintry mess Monday morning after officials say a thick slush formed by overnight snow and freezing rain clogged the roof drainage system in one section of the shopping center.
Hundreds of shoes that have been ruined. We have wires hanging from the ceilings, parts of our ceilings falling apart. I mean, there's things that's going to take some time to recover from.
From the pallet bin to the shoe department, some stores are seeing thousands of dollars in damage.
Just in this one section alone, you've probably got $2,000 worth of shoes.
While others are shaken completely by the flooded floors and crumbling ceiling tiles.
How long is it going to take to get us back? But it was very shocking and very sad.
Those who work in the plaza say the building has had similar issues in the past, but they did not expect a hit to this extent, with at least 7 businesses closed to the public as they wait to clean up and make sure their spaces are safe for their customers.
Everybody's devastated. UPS store, a lot of these people, they're going to be out for weeks. And this is local businesses that can't afford to stay closed this long.
And while the loss of merchandise and money is one thing, some say it goes deeper.
It's not just about the store, it's the community.
Worried about the cultures and careers they have built.
It was heartbreaking. I put 4 years into this store, and I mean, it's a family legacy. My aunt was a store manager 21 years. This is my job.
But the workers say their neighboring businesses are more like family, and they have shoulders to lean on to get back on their feet.
It's bad, but everybody's rallying together, helping each other though, so we're really thankful for that.
Hopeful that they will see the building repaired and the stores back in business.
Better than ever, yes. So we'll see you soon.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Mayor Andrew Scott says the plaza's property management company is assessing the damages and will begin to remedy and repair the damage as soon as possible. He says he hopes to see all of the businesses back in operation soon. Governor Andy Beshear is engaging folks to check on their neighbors as temperatures continue to drop. The governor gave an update on winter storm recovery efforts during a Team Kentucky briefing yesterday. He says crews throughout the Commonwealth are still working to restore power and clear roads of snow and ice.
Kentuckians, let's remember to continue looking out after our neighbors and our family members. If you have power and a family member doesn't, and they have a medical device that needs power, invite them over. Help them out until power gets up. I think at the worst case scenario, we're looking at several days in some areas, so I think we'll have a lot more power back up tonight.
Well, several officials are asking folks to stay off the roads. Others were headed to Frankfort. State offices in Frankfort reopened yesterday as the Kentucky General Assembly got underway. We have more on that coming up in the next half hour. You may need to reschedule your trip to the driver's license office with the winter weather this week. Offices have been impacted by the weather and staffing availability. Many appointments at Kentucky driver's licensing regional offices yesterday were rescheduled. You are encouraged to postpone office walk-in visits to later this week or next week. They say remote driver's license renewal options are available online and by mail. More information can be found at driveky.gov. As the snow flurries continued throughout the week, road crews continued to work. Salt trucks are still on the roads, keeping the ice to a minimum as much as possible. Crews even started prepping the roads before the winter storm started. Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander helped salt the roads, going out in one of the trucks as soon as he can.
We usually start really early. We'll have some trucks out at 5. We actually have a couple trucks we keep out all night. Anytime there's an emergency, we try to go to it, but then we'll come in at 5. A lot of the trucks will get on the road at 6.
Alexander says there are some roads that need to wait until daylight to be salted, including some side roads and smaller streets. Heating and plumbing companies are working around the clock to make sure everyone can stay safe and warm. One Central Kentucky heating and air company says they received hundreds of calls within the last few days. One plumbing manager says so far most of the calls were for busted HVAC systems and generator installations.
When the unit is running nonstop trying to keep up, it's eventually going to wear itself out.
Pearl says it is important that people know how their home is heated. If your house runs primarily on gas, there is no need to worry as much about cold impacting your heat. But if it runs primarily on electric, you need to be mindful of snow and ice piling up on outdoor unit heat pumps. With even lower temperatures ahead of us, you need to keep an eye out for pipes being frozen. You may not know there is an issue until the weather warms up and the pipes burst. But there are some steps you can take now to prevent that. Those include making sure all access to crawl spaces are closed. If your pipes do freeze, shut off the water. Then wait for them to thaw on their own or call a plumber. We have more winter storm coverage on WYMT.com and the WYMT News app. That includes a link to find warming centers and the latest list of school closings. Just scan this QR code for a link to download the app. You can also sign up for breaking news alerts.
We're looking at those flurries here in eastern Kentucky, just falling gently across the horizon, an already snowy landscape as is. As we continue through the next couple days, we'll see those temperatures stay below freezing, meaning that anything that falls is just going to be adding onto this snow. Now, as we're going into Friday, we have yet again another chance for that snow, and a winter storm watch has been issued for Friday morning until Saturday morning for this system that is moving through. It just got updated. It was recently just in the Tennessee and Virginia counties, but those lower Kentucky counties have been added onto that winter storm watch today. Now, here is what you can expect for the next 12 hours. Again, not expecting anything crazy in terms of snow today, just those little tiny flurries that you could be expecting throughout the morning hours and tapering off as you're heading into Thursday. Temperatures staying cold all day long. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Wildfires are ravaging California as officials call on thousands of people to evacuate.